Okay, G, my dear students, my dear young graduates, my dear young corporate executives, my dear young entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen, assalamu alaikum. आज का जो मेरा टॉपिक है ना, which is very close to my heart, it is how to discipline yourself, how to discipline your mind. I'll share with you 5 or 6 major practical points and few other life experiences which will tell you how important discipline is. So what is discipline is strength. It is your control over your emotions, over your thoughts. Discipline is something you achieve your goals with. Discipline is something which helps you manage your own thoughts and emotions. Discipline is something which will take you forward. Discipline is something which will grow and develop you. Discipline is something which will make you a successful person in your life. Okay? Don't throw your strength. Discipline is power. Don't give your power to somebody else. Don't give your power to the situation. Focus on yourself. Discipline is something which should be your daily routine. It should be your daily practice. This is number one point. It is make sure that discipline is something part of your life. And discipline is something you probably, it's a helpline. You cannot grow without discipline. It's part of your life. You should be very concerned about your discipline. You should be very concerned about how you develop yourself. So this is number one point, discipline. Number 2 point is, how do you develop discipline in your daily lives? So, the next thing is to, we are all human beings, and we should learn how to, we are very impulsive, it's very natural. The point I'm trying to tell you is delay your gratifications. We as human beings are very, emotional. We are impulsive. We tend to buy things probably which are very impulsive. We copy things which probably we should not. We follow what other people do at times. So we buy things at times, material things which probably we do not need. So I was just reading this article yesterday about how to manage your impulses. So this lady, she's written a book on it. She said for her and her family, and they have grown up with this. You have to gratify impulses. Delay your gratification, like अपने your desires को थोड़ा सा delay करें. Accept the reality of life and see if you want something, if you need something. So delay those things if you think they are not really important for you right now. Don't buy these things just because somebody else has bought them and you need to buy them also. Don't do that. Don't copy others. Just hold yourself together. Be disciplined not to waste your money and energy on things that probably you do not want to buy. So this lady was saying that in her family, right from the very school-going ages, they teach their kids to discipline themselves in a manner. They tell them, no, you're not going to buy everything you want. You just buy what you need. You should have things what you need. I mean, she's saying that what she does is, she has a notebook, और वो हर 3 महीने की जो चीज़ें उसने ख़रीदी थी पास थी में 3 महीने की, वो उस पर लिख लेती हैं. She writes them down. Then after 3 months, she reviews what things she bought. And most of the things, believe me, she says, they were the things which she probably did not need. So just they were lying there in the cupboard. The clothes were lying in the cupboard. The things she had bought were lying in the cupboard. She was not even using them. So you need to also delay your gratification so you do not have to spend your money on buying things probably which you will not need, a few days or few months from today. So number 3rd point is, you should be, able to understand the difference between motivation and discipline. You know, discipline is a long-term thing, and motivation is a short-term. Discipline is commitment. Discipline is regularity. Discipline is consistency. Discipline is showing up. Discipline is you take your responsibility. Now, what is the difference? Motivation is short-lived. Why? Because motivation, let me give you a small example. You know, summers and a friend of mine said, "Okay, I want to learn swimming." I said, "Okay, fine, go. There is a swimming pool and, you go to the club and you will manage things, right?" So he bought some costumes and whatnot, and so he got the, membership, and he started going to the swimming pool. शुरू में जी there was a coach, वो उसको समझाता रहा. And a couple of days, I don't know what happened. He said, "Yeah, my body is aching, I don't feel like it, and the weather is not good, and there are too many people in the swimming pool." So, initially, the motivation was a drive for him. जो उसको ले गई स्विमिंग पूल पे, उसने स्विमिंग करनी शुरू कर दी. He was not a bad swimmer, but he was doing swimming after quite a long time, so he had to adjust to the new conditions. So 2-3 हफ्ते वो करता रहा. After a while he said, "Yeah, I'm tired. My body is not accepting all this, and maybe it's too late. What do I do?" I said, "Listen, it's all in your mind. Motivation तो तुम्हें लेगी स्विमिंग पूल में, वो 2-3 हफ्ते तुमने कर ली. Now is something which is very important. That is discipline, which takes over motivation now. Now it is your resilience. Now it is your commitment. Now it is your perseverance which will take you forward. If you have discipline, you would probably continue swimming regardless of tide you get at times." This is where, motivation is gone and discipline takes over. So that is the difference. Now you have to keep going, keep doing it, keep learning. Go to swimming every day till the time your body will start accepting what you initially thought, "KG, the body is not accepting the swimming lessons and whatnot." So that is the difference, and that is what I want you to understand. Keep going, don't give up. Motivation, chodo yaar, go, do. Initially, I was like, when I started teaching at different universities, I had this, issue again. I was very excited, very motivated. Things 2-3 हफ्ते तो it went fine, but then later on, I had to be regular, I had to be disciplined, I have to show up. At times I was not prepared for the lecture. People were smart, they used to question me, and I realized I have to prepare myself. I just cannot quit. So I disciplined myself, and I disciplined myself in a manner, and I told myself, these are not corporate executives, these are students, and these students have to be treated differently. I have to manage myself, and I have to manage some skills to be a good teacher. Anyway, so discipline will take you forward. I did not quit. Now it's been 6-7 years since I've been teaching. And similarly, when you start your life anywhere, it takes time to get adjusted. When I went to America, United States, I started my BBA and MBA programs. I had to discipline myself. I had to be very, very disciplined initially. I had some issues, all right, but then again, I realized how discipline was important for me to carry on with my studies. There were hard times, and then there were some times which I had to work at times. I had to take a summer job. I had to at times, take part-time jobs during my classes. But I had just told myself, I'm not going to give up, and I am going to be disciplined no matter what. So that is one of the key areas of my life. It was all discipline. Baki success and failure is something else, right? Don't worry about success or failure. Life should be disciplined. Success and failure is kismat. Success and failure is hard work. Success and failure is your own circumstances. वो बात की बातें हैं. But the point is that you have to be disciplined. No matter what you do in your life, in the corporate life also, I've seen people who were disciplined were more successful. The corporate life, people who understood these skills were more important. I used to come across people who were very intelligent and bright, but they were not disciplined. They were not disciplined enough to really understand the challenges of corporate life. So you have to develop skills. ये तो नहीं है कि यार आप A student हैं, but once you come to the corporate world, you just have to see the environment, how the corporate world functions. I mean, it is very much hard work, so you have to discipline yourself. कि यार hard work बहुत ज़रूरी है. You have to adapt to new situations. So you can only do that if you have a mind which is disciplined and you want to improve and grow and develop these skills of being disciplined in your corporate life or whatever. In your personal life also, you would see people are much more successful who are disciplined. ठीक है जी. So ये मैंने आपको बताया that discipline is much more important than motivation, right? The third thing is that you have to understand your inner dialogue, what is going on inside you. Every time, every person, every human being, in subconscious mind, there are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of things happening in your mind, at the back of your mind. You have to understand what is going on at the back of your mind. If there are something negative things, if there are some negative feelings, you have to change those negative emotions into positive emotions. You have to change your negative thoughts into your positive thoughts. This is like a SWOT analysis of your own self. Every day, don't let those negative thoughts enter your mind. Oh, there are hard times, okay. You have a lot of expectations. At times you don't get promoted at the right time, and there's somebody else who probably you think did not deserve their promotion. Somebody else did, and you feel very let down. So those thoughts keep coming into your mind. So a lot of people I've come across are affected by these thoughts, which are very rare, natural, rare. These are very rare, natural things, normal things. ये हर एक इंसान के साथ होती हैं. I have seen circumstances where I thought I was a much more deserving person than somebody else who got promoted, but then I had to understand these things, and I had to cope with them, and I had to discipline my mind and my thinking not to let these things affect me, and I have to move forward. So the only way you would move forward is once you have discipline, which will make you a little bit more tough, and you don't give up. As I said, these things will keep coming in your life, circumstances will coming in your life. So you self-talk होती है अपने साथ, वो भी positive होनी चाहिए. You just have to, okay, this has happened to me now, I'll make sure I work hard. Similarly, student life के अंदर भी, you have to work hard to get better grades, but don't let these negative thoughts get to your mind. World is not fair. ये दुनिया किसी ने ये नहीं कहा कि ये fair होगी, and दुनिया को आपने अपने साथ चलाना है. You have to live your life in this world, So don't let the circumstances affect you. Don't let the situations affect you. आपने यार discipline रखना है अपने आप को, mind को focused रखना है for these challenges, and don't let these things to bother you. You have to move on consistently, continuously, with a lot of determination and perseverance, whatnot. चलना है, don't give up in your life. So discipline is not giving up. Discipline is commitments, Just motivation is very, as I said, short term, right? So you have to keep going, Don't give up. And you change your thoughts accordingly, You become more positive thinker. You accept life's challenges. You accept the realities of life at times which might not be, which might be very tough initially. But I tell you, you just have to discipline your mind and your thoughts in a manner that you are able to cope with them. ठीक है जी. So the next thing is that you have to have a mind which is which embraces simplicity. Discipline your mind, discipline yourself to embrace simplicity. Live a simple life. Don't run after things. Don't run after material things. Don't run after having more and more possessions, and don't run after people, don't run after what they possess. तो आपको भी लेना है वो जो चीज़ लेनी है. Don't do that. Live your life in a simple manner. I tell you, you would become much more disciplined in your life if you start living your life simply. Simple things में अपना happiness ढूंढें. Find happiness in small things. Don't look for happiness in bigger things. Don't look, once I do this or if I get this, I'll be more happy. No, just live in small things. You will be happy in small things, and discipline your mind in a manner that you are the person who is probably the best thing on this earth. You have to be friends with yourself, and you have to tell yourself, okay, I have to live within my circumstances. I have to live a simple life. The more simple life you live. अब simply का मतलब सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि आपने, if you can afford, you obviously wear good clothes, go out with your friends, सब कुछ करें, but simplicity के साथ करें. Don't show off, don't brag yourself. Don't think you are much more superior if you have more possessions than somebody else. इस चीज़ की मैं बात करूँ. You stay grounded. अपने आप को इतना लोगों के मुकाबले superior ना समझें. ये simplicity है. It's not just like, mashallah, if you are, if you can afford, you have a good job, you have a good career, you spend money on yourself, on your friends, on relatives, what not, on, buy things, travel, what सब कुछ करो. And don't brag, don't show off, don't think yourself that you're superior now. Okay, so ये बड़ी important चीज़ है, simplicity. Try to bring simplicity in your life. Okay, which will be much more disciplined thing. आपको ये it will help you. In developing yourself, in developing your personalities also. So ये एक बड़ा important development का skill है. The next thing is कि at times you would see कि life becomes tough, so you need to embrace discomfort. हर वक्त आप comfort की तरफ ना भागे, आपको थोड़ा सा discomfort होना है. Life will change dramatically. आपको पता भी नहीं चलता situations का. At times things change आपके family में, आपके इर्द के. Life is continuously going, and हर एक की circumstances एक नहीं रहते. Tomorrow you will be different. Life change होती है, and you have a corporate job. At times you will lose a job, then you have to struggle to find a new job. तो ये discomfort के लिए अपने आप को तैयार करें. डिस्कम्फर्ट के लिए अपने आप को रेडी रखें. हार्डशिप्स को फेस करने के लिए अपने आप को रेडी रखें. डोंट जस्ट गिव अप. मतलब ये है कि अपने आप को थोड़ा सा इस चीज़ को यूज टू करें कि लाइफ इज़ नॉट ऑल दैट ईजी, इज़ नॉट बेड ऑफ रोजेस. सो आप जब ये फेस करेंगे हार्डशिप, अपने कंफर्ट जोन से निकलेंगे, देन यू विल लर्न, देन यू विल ग्रो, देन यू विल डेवलप. दैट इज़ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ, दैट इज़ ग्रोथ. सो गेट आउट ऑफ दैट कंफर्ट जोन. Get out of things which probably you've been doing for the last 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, and you're stuck in a situation. Do something different. Get on with your life. Get on with things. Develop new skills, It's all discipline se ho. I took French classes last summer. I thought, I was going overseas. I learned French. I'll be able to communicate in French, but nahi kar saka. What happened was that after 2-3 weeks, my motivation was gone, but I was not disciplined enough to finish the course. But जिन लोगों ने मेरे साथ शुरू किया था, they were much more disciplined than I was, and they were able to finish. Now वो साल में 3 courses कर चुके. Because you guys are young, you guys can do it. For me at times things become a little bit more challenging. मैं करना चाहता हूँ कई चीज़ें, but I get stuck. See, I want you to not be the one who is not. I want you to be disciplined in your life. Do things what you want to. उसको मेहनत करो उसके लिए यार. फिर other चीज़ें, discipline will build up your character. Discipline will build up your personality. It will show people what kind of a person you are यार. It will tell people what kind of a human being you are. So ये सारी चीज़ें डिसिप्लिन से आती हैं. And these are not things which probably are so कोई rocket science नहीं है जो मैं आपको बताऊँ. Very simple लॉजिकल प्रैक्टिकल स्किल्स हैं जो हर एक बंदे को अप्लाई करनी चाहिए अपनी डेली लाइफ में यार। आई मीन मैं अब ये 20-30 मिनट्स की वीडियो में आई कांट रियली गिव यू 1 hour लेक्चर। आई नो आई प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दिस फॉर कपल ऑफ डेज, यू नो every week inshallah I'll have a different skill, but yeah, this skill was very important to me। अभी मैंने कई एग्जांपल्स आपको बताई भी नहीं, alright। I mean one example अभी जो मेरे ज़हन में आ रहा है which very helped me to be more disciplined was that, you know, in one of the companies I was working with, you know, my boss used to be there in the office at 8:30, you know, and obviously I knew this he's you know, foreigner, and you know, he's very particular about time and discipline and whatnot, so I have to be there at 8:30. The meeting used to start at 8:30, so one day I got a little late and the meeting had already started. I just sat down, and then after a while my boss said, Mr. Naseeb, you are late today. You know, he didn't ask me what happened. You know, but there could be so many reasons, you know, could be a genuine reason, but you know, I realized he was not interested in the reason. He was more interested in me getting to the meetings on time. And I got one more thing, you know, when these foreigners, you know, this guy was a French, I mean, whenever they talk to you and they take your last name, they call you Mr., you know, and if you're like personally dealing with them on a daily basis, they'll take your first names, but when they are a little bit, you know, want to make a point, you know, they would say, hey, Mr. Naseeb, you know, you just, that's good enough. And he said to me, you know, we all have, 5-6 log hote the meeting mein, we all have a cup of coffee, 8:30, all right? So today, unfortunately, your coffee has gone cold, but don't expect me to serve you another hot coffee, all right, another cup of coffee. I said, I understand, and hopefully I will not be late again. You know, from that day I made it a point not to be late for meetings, any meetings, you know, जो भी इस company में होती थी, I made sure that I was on time regardless of whatever I had to do, all right? So this is the kind of you know, discipline you have to bring in your life to work in the corporate world, you know, otherwise, you know, people don't think you are serious enough. So career building, वो भी हम एक topic करेंगे inshallah। You know, this is, you know, a series of lectures and videos I am doing, and inshallah with time we would keep on developing these new more skills and more videos and whatnot, inshallah. So, you know, discipline is so important that is, you know, part of your personality, part of your character building, you know. So ये चीज़ें आते हैं, आपको habits अभी से बनानी है, you know, these small habits you have to inculcate in your personality right from today। अगर आप नहीं है, you know yourself, मुझे कहने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, you know, this student life में आप देखें, times lecture starts at 6:30 and people are not coming in the class by 6:30, they are late, कोई 7 बजे तक आ रहा है जी, मैं ऑफिस से लेट हो गया, you know, executive classes, the ones I take, MBA की, but these again, it's the discipline, but it leaves a very bad taste. It tells with the teacher that is, you know, this person is not disciplined, maybe he's not serious, maybe he's just not serious enough about his career, maybe he doesn't want to develop himself. So ये चीज़ें आपकी personality, आपका character बनाती हैं, आपके लिए बड़ी छोटी हैं, but they are very strong things, very meaningful things, very practical things which you have to build in your lives, in your lifestyles, in your daily routines, yeah. There's so many instances I can share with you कि you would be surprised कि how discipline is important। ये तो multinational का मैंने एक example, my teaching classes में also I had to be disciplined। I mean, I can share you one more example, accounting 101 BBA की class मैंने ली हुई थी। I had no clue what accounting was all about, and हमारी buses आती थी हर 15 मिनट बाद take to the campus, and one day you know, it was initially बर्फ़ों के winter storm होते थे, बर्फ़ों के ज़माने थे at times, मैंने कभी स्नो भी नहीं देखी थी, and I was living in an environment and climate at night -20 -30 degrees भी temperature हो जाता था. It was month of January, late January. It was very very cold, and somehow I missed the bus. And 15 minute का रास्ता था from my place where I live to the campus, so I got late, and it was 10 minutes late. I knocked at the door. I entered the classroom. My teacher said, "Mr. Naseeb," again, as I said, the last name when they take it very respectfully. He said, "You're late, and you know my rule of the class is I don't let students who are late in my class." I said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah." I didn't say yeah, but I said, "I'm sorry, professor, I'm late. It will not happen again." Now that was a commitment not to him, it was a commitment to myself, and I knew what commitment I had made to him and myself, and not to be late in the class again, and I have to discipline myself. From that day, believe me, I was never late for my classes. If I had missed the bus, I used to walk and jog to the class. आधा घंटा लग जाए, winter हो, कुछ भी हो, I used to make it a point to be in the class. That is how I built my discipline, my character and my personality, and that is how I was able to finish my coursework and my MBA program, which was very very challenging. So one thing good HSC has done is to have this 4-year degree program. हमारे ज़माने में यार कॉलेजेस में क्या 2 साल का BA प्रोग्राम होता था, उसमें हम क्या पढ़ सकते थे, 3 क्लासेस पढ़ते थे, 2 years. Can you believe it? Yeah, BA program, and you studied only 4 or 5 classes and subjects. तो मैं जब गया यूनिवर्सिटी ने कहा, "Mr. Naseeb, you have taken this class, okay, this. It is just 1 semester. We finish all these classes in 1 semester. Economics, 1 semester. Macroeconomics, 1 semester. Development economics, 1 semester. Now that is it. You spend 2 hours on a subject. We finish in 1 semester. Now what are we going to do? You have to take. Okay, we give you credit for these classes, but the rest you have to take, yeah." So I learned. This is I wasted a lot of time, in Pakistan doing my BA. Anyway. But things have changed. This is the good thing HSC has done. They have brought this degree program to 4 years, which is a very, very good step, I think. Now this disciplines you, and वो में बातें कहीं निकल जाती हैं दूसरी तरफ at times. All right, but these things are there in your life. So the character building comes from discipline, as I said. So many instances you would come across. Life builds up personalities, people. And people build nations and countries. You look around you, what's happening? You find discipline in our society. There's a fuqdan, there is a lot of gap. So the society and the system, forget about the systems. Develop yourself. Forget about what's happening around. Build yourself, and the only way you will build yourself is through discipline. This is how it is in Pakistan, right? That is why I'm doing these videos with you. Make sure you understand that, build yourself accordingly, you discipline yourself accordingly, you rise to the occasion, and the only way you can do is by disciplining yourself. Alright, ये videos बहुत लंबी हो रही हैं, आज भी लंबी होगी, and I've taken too much time. I had thought at 20-25 minutes में I will be able to finish this video, but as I have been telling you, these videos are just not bookish. Not just cut and paste nahi kha raha yaar. There's so many points which probably keep coming to my mind, so many examples. I have to skip most of them. So, but anyway, we'll keep continuing, inshallah, maybe in future videos also. So, I hope you discipline yourself and you get something out of these videos, and keep improving yourself and disciplining yourself. Till next time, thank you so much, and take care of yourselves. So,